Strong Dads wants to thank Quality Auto Mart for joining us as a sponsor. Quality Auto Mart was born in 1985. They are owned and operated by Mark and Nancy Repke. Quality Auto Mart provides all the services, repairs, and maintenance for your vehicle's needs with a 3-year auto parts and labor warranty. They offer complimentary vehicle safety inspection and estimates. Also, they offer a shuttle service and the 4th oil change is always on them. They are located at 7307 on State Road 46 in Batesville, Indiana. Make sure you give them a call at 812-934-2301.
Welcome to Strong Dads. Oh man, here we go into the 6th week of our parables. And man, this parable here, this one's going to knock you out today. Remember, just a little update, we are doing our series this summer on the parables of Christ. We are doing these because we're getting right to the nitty-gritty of the teachings of Christ. You know, what are the nuggets of information here that are going to hopefully touch our head, touch our heart, touch our actions of what we're doing? You know, have we created our own way of valuing and proceeding through in life? Like, this is the right way because I said so? Or have we grounded it in something much greater and bigger and more perfect than we are? And that would be Christ here in this case. So we've talked about why we're doing these parables, and you can listen to the other 5 weeks prior where you can get an idea of why we're digging in. But I'm going to get right into this parable. Let me thank our sponsors, and then we're going to dig in deep on this parable. All right. Strong Dads wants to thank Quality Auto Mart and Casey's Outdoor Solutions for sponsoring the Strong Dad Show. Okay. So today, our parable is out of Matthew 25, 14 through 30. This is the parable of the bags of gold, or sometimes we talk about it as the parable of the talents, okay? And so this one is going to probably hit home with a lot of us because it's going to describe each of us in terms of how we go about what we've been given, okay? So here we go. I'm going to start 25:14. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seeds. So I was afraid, and I went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gathered where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the other bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to one of those who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, man, I'm telling you guys, if these parables just don't grab you, So once again, the question might be, which one are you? All right. And so there's a couple things going on here. We've got these guys have been giving these bags of gold. One guy given 5 bags, another 2 bags, and the last one 1 bag. Okay, and so these can be related to the gifts that we've been given. All right, and so why did one guy get 5 and one guy get 2? I don't know. All right, this has always been frustrating for kids, especially, but even adults. Why is that guy so talented? I've joked many times before. Usually you meet people and they're like either good at athletics or good at engineering or good at music or good at accounting or something, but every once in a while, you meet a person who seems to be really good at like music and athletics and math or accounting. You're like, that's just not fair. How come that guy's good at all those things? God gives us what God gives us. Okay, these are the gifts. All right. And so when you're given a gift, it's what you do with the gift that will either make the giver happy and content with what he gave you, or make him question, why did I even give them that? Imagine you got a little kid and maybe here it's Christmas and you're going to get them their very first bike, and man, you get them that bike and it's all shiny and you're all just excited for them to start to learn to ride that bike and just the new doors of freedom that will open up when they have that new bike. And they get the bike and it sits. They never ride it. Why don't they ride it? They're afraid. They're afraid they might wreck. They're afraid they don't know how to handle it well. Maybe they don't like it. Maybe it's not as cool as the other kids' bikes. Whatever. How would you feel as the giver of the bike if you spent all of this resource to get this bike and this energy, and the kid basically did nothing with it? Okay. And so that's kind of what's going on here. That, remember, in this case, God is the giver. He is the giver of the gifts. And we have a choice. What are we going to do with it? Right? And so when we are given this choice, when we understand the working of Christ, he tells us that he didn't come to be served, he came to serve. So whatever gifts he is blessed with as the Son of God, he's out serving with them. And that's what he's wanting for all of mankind. He's wanting us to look at what is out here in this world and go, how do I use what I have? And that's why we have people who are, they're great at certain things. And it's like, okay, if you want to know what you're supposed to be doing in your life, you start to identify and refine what your gift is from God. But then you better use it to serve others. And that's how you start to make abundance. That's how you start to get things in life, right? And so there's a few big takeaways from this. Many people don't do things because they don't have the courage to take the risk. Well, I know I've been given this money or I've been given this gift, but man, it freaks me out when I have to do this in front of other people, or I could fail, or what if I mess it up? These are the things that Satan works in. Satan would like you to say, yeah, you've got these gifts. Yeah. I mean, he could try to hide them from you, but sometimes the gifts are so obvious, they're not hidden. But once you find them, it doesn't mean it's a walk in the park. Because then Satan starts to try to find ways for you to lose the courage or not have the faith to actually put them to work. And so this whole idea is indicating to us that we really haven't understood who the giver was of the gift and why we are to use that gift, because we are using that gift to serve others and to please our Father. And so a lot of times if we don't use our gifts well, we are working through fear, lack of faith. Sometimes we recognize these people as they live with an attitude or a mindset of scarcity. Everything's, we never have enough money. We never have enough house. We never have, enough health, whatever it is. And we're just always afraid that we're just not going to have enough. And so we minimize, we conserve, we're misers. And listen, there's an extreme of this too, right? There's the extreme is going the other way and taking the gift and just blowing it, right? And not taking care of it. So that would be the extreme the other way. But either way is are you using it to serve others? That's what Christ is trying to get us to see here. All right. There's a phrase that you often hear, and you hear this in politics all the time, but you hear it just locally, and that is, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And, I'm going to just challenge you on that. I'm going to challenge myself. I've been guilty. Oh, yeah, well, those are the rich folks. Those are the 1% that have it all. We need to back up a little bit on that. And we need to recognize, is there a reason why we do not have abundance? What's holding us back from living in abundance? Is it because we're not using our gifts to their fullest and we're running half scared and we're only running half throttle rather than full throttle? I mean, what's holding us back from really getting out there? God blesses those who acknowledge what they have been blessed with, all right? And so that becomes a perpetual cycle of abundance. But the scarcity or the deficit mindset also feeds itself. You never have enough. You're always running on empty. Things don't ever work out for you. That is not on God. That is on us. And so this is the parable of the talents or the bags of gold. And man, I think this hits home for just about every man I know in some area. Maybe you don't seem to struggle with this in one area, but I bet you in some other area you do. All right. And so I hope that it makes sense for you to just dig in a little deep and say, how am I using the gifts that I've been given? Am I using them well, or am I just hoarding them somewhere and hiding them because I'm afraid? I've been guilty on both sides. So how about you? All right. That wraps up our 6th week of the parable of the talents. So we will be right back at you again next week. So again, if we can do anything to help you out in any way, feel free to reach out at rocksolidfamilies.org. You can call our office too at 812-576-7625. Again, my buddy Kyle has got a crazy, weird work schedule going on. And so, we're still getting things together to meet up with old Kyle, but we will get an update from him soon as to when his schedule starts to look to change. All right. So that's all I got for you. Go out there and be a strong dad. Casey's is a premier garden center and gift shop located in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Casey's offers a wide selection of plants, landscaping materials, home and garden decor, and gifts for every occasion. Casey's is committed to providing exceptional service, a unique shopping experience, and value to every customer. Stop in and see what makes Casey's so unique. Located at 21481 State Line Road, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, or call 812-537-3800. Let Casey's help you add beauty to your home.